Guy, I want to tell you something. Before visiting these four countries, I was actually scared. It's not because of my own experience, it's because I was reading too much online. And the more I read, the more I scared.
All right.
Decide to go to a new country, it's always good to read a little bit about the country to learn about what trouble is afoot. So if someone comes and tries to play a game, you already aware of the kinds of games that are going on in that country. But can you read so much that it freezes you? And
That's what's me. I'm reading too much. Every single time,
Yeah.
This is the four country terrify me the most. The first one is Colombia, the second one is Guatemala, the third one is Nicaragua, and the last one is Brazil.
There's different sources online you'll find that talk about what countries are safe and what countries are dangerous. And the US generally, the sources talking about the US from the US generally rank the US about 20 points higher than the international sources. And that's not unusual for countries. People often perceive their own country as safe and other countries as dangerous. An example of that is US citizens see many countries like Brazil as a very dangerous place. Yet in international rankings, Brazil and the US are ranked pretty equal. And the truth is, you can't judge a country based on a nationwide statistic. It depends on what part of that country you're going to be in. It's really a neighborhood thing. And so often when you read negative things in a country, it's happening in certain areas that you need to stay out of.
It reminds me of our Brazil, our host, the driver, asked that, he asked about where we have been before, and then we say that we've been to Colombia, Panama, and then he asked, is it Colombia is dangerous?
Yeah.
So it was like, wow, I think that it is everyone think that whatever they are the safe.
Yeah.
Wherever they go are the dangerous.
Yeah, because I asked him, I said, so do you feel Brazil is safe? He said, oh yeah, Brazil is safe. And so it's a perfect example.
Yeah, and also the thing is, Dan always tell me that the country that we're going is a safe country, and just use your common sense to be smart, you are safe.
Yeah, so I have a report that Chung will share with you at the end, a video and a written report about safety. But I'll go over just some main ideas that I've found over the last 18 years traveling to 73 countries. The first idea is that safety is an inverse relationship to time. That means when you have zero time in a country, you have a high risk because you don't really know much about how to protect yourself. The more time you spend in a country, the safer you become. And so what that tells you is that when you first arrive in a country, be more cautious and slowly watch what people are doing. And over time, your risk of danger will be reduced because you'll learn what's going on in that country. So that time is a function. The next important function really is about isolation. Over time, you'll learn and find that all over the world, most crime happens in isolation. So what you want to do is not find yourself in isolated situations, especially at night. When you're in an area of the world that you're not really familiar with, and in general, and you start to notice that the locals are moving out of that area, whether it's because night is coming or for some other reason, you need to follow the crowd and get out of an area. So that's isolation, and you don't want to spend a lot, if any, time with people you just met in an area or alone somewhere. That's the two main things about isolation. Mm-hmm. The other thing is you want to remain conscious, and so you don't want to get really drunk or stoned or whatever your thing is when you're not in a safe place or at all when you're in a new country.
Not about you are not in a safe place. Whatever out of your country, you don't know, you don't speak the language, just be aware.
Yeah, be very aware. Awareness involves watching what people around you, what the actions they're taking, do they make sense for what they're doing? Like if you're walking down the street and you notice someone's across the street and kind of walking the same way you are, you pause and look in a window and you look in the reflection of that window. Are they noticing that you stopped? So what are people doing around you? You have to be aware of what motivations people have around you, and do they make sense or do they seem predatory? So I would say that's important. And also, all over the world now, you have companies like Uber in the US and Grab. When you're traveling at night, you want to use these applications because they'll take you from where you're standing to where you want to go, and they're going to reduce that, especially at night, and just to keep you out of isolated areas.
I would say that Uber is still very wide use in Latin America country, and Grab is mostly in the Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to stay away from the criminal element. So like in your home country, maybe you're buying weed from a friend. That's actually crime around much of the world.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous when you're associating with criminals that you don't know in a foreign country. That's a very bad idea. Same goes with prostitution, especially since with prostitution, you're isolated with someone who you go to the restroom, they open the door and their boyfriend comes in and robs you blind or murders you or whatever. Stay away from crimes. And often the criminals can even be the police. There's stories where someone buys drugs and then later walking down the street, the drug dealer points the person out to a policeman who arrests you, and the whole purpose is to get a bribe out of you. So the police in some countries are not even honest. So think about whether or not crime's a good idea when you're not aware of the country you're in and how everything works. And then finally, I would say remove the rob me signs from your body. Please assault me signs from your body. What are those? A watch, an expensive watch, a designer t-shirt, an expensive $200 pair of tennis shoes. All of those things, even if they're fake, if you have a fake Rolex watch on, someone might think it's a real Rolex watch. So you have a fake designer bag that costs $600 and you bought it for $20 because you're so smart. Stay away from labels. Stay away from anything that looks expensive. Look like a local, and remove all of those signs from your body. Now, that applies. That's a time element when you're new in a country and you don't really know what the dangers are. And also read a little bit, but not too much.
Not too much. So it's true. Like after I went, I learned something very important. The bad thing will still happen. And any place, anywhere, even in your own country.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's not. So it means that it's not the whole country is not safe.
Right.
It's a part of the country. It's not like the moment you land on that country, you have bad thing jump on you already.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great point. People think they're safe in their own country, but even if you go to another city, the same rules apply. That's not your neighborhood you're in now. So you have to be more cautious when you go to new areas of your country. And also think about, you think your country is safe, but go read some international statistics and find out how it's perceived around the world, not just your country who thinks everything's safe. And so that's the other thing. You probably are not in the safest places you think, but you're not being robbed and murdered and mutilated because you use some common sense.
Traveling is not about being fearless,
Fearless, yeah. It's not about being fearless.
It's about that being aware and you're still going anywhere.
Yeah.
That is the thing. I'm still going to this foreign country.
Yeah.
Let me share.
And we don't have any bad stories. We're not the ones writing the bad stories online.
Well, I'm pretty alert about my surrounding as well. Not only in Latin America, also in Southeast Asia. Something it will be, you have to watch out. Just do not go in a sketchy area in the dark, or go to a dark alley in the dark. That's a common sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because it's really too much, it's almost stopped me to go to, those displays. Like in the Colombia, that I was worried about the, they call the drug crime, all these things.
Yeah, sure.
But eventually we go because then say they want to go.
Why
It's
not?
safe and enjoy.
Yeah, I don't
We
go to
went-
war zones,
Yeah.
but if you do a little reading and use common sense, you're pretty much in pretty good shape.
Yeah, so we go to Bogota, we go to Medellin,
Medellin, yeah.
Medellin and Cartagena,
Yeah.
and Santa
Santa Marta.
Santa
yeah.
Marta. And we even crossing the border because after I land in the country, I feel safe. So we cross the border to go to the next country.
Yeah.
I don't know where is the next country.
The next country north of Colombia is Ecuador.
Oh, then we go to Ecuador.
Yeah, we took a bus to the border and we crossed through.
No. Let
No?
me tell you the
Okay.
story. Because I found that it's a very beautiful church on the border between the Colombia and Ecuador.
Yeah.
So we took the flight.
Yeah, we flew in. Yeah.
That flight is one of the most dangerous flight for landing and took off in the world.
Yeah.
So scary.
Yeah.
Because of the mountains, and the very strong wind, you might be down. That's all.
Yeah. And when the plane lands, you realize how much more difficult it is for the pilot
Yes.
than other airports you've landed at.
It's like warning,
Yeah.
And they have a very short landing spot.
Yeah.
And I still remember, like, I feel uneasy and I feel start to vomiting inside the plane, And the guy next to me, you know what he doing? He start to pray. He start like this one, I was like, are he making the, a last wish or something? It's make me scared. I'm like, oh my God, what should I do right now?
The plane's like circling to get its moment and its call, and then it swoops down in and it's like banked curve, and just when it flattens out, it's hitting the ground. It was just like, it was crazy.
The time when hitting the ground, I was like, and everyone clapping hand and,
They're still alive.
Yes, people alive. After that, I was not taking all this kind of plan anymore. It's really scary.
Yeah.
And then after that, we are not landing to the church yet. We need to take like a minivan. It's a minivan.
Yeah.
And, we just use a very poor Spanish, to speak with them. We want to go to this place, to another place. And then we need to change to another minivan to go to the place that we want to go. It's called Potosi. I'm great that they want to travel with me like this because we didn't feel, like what the internet talking online, so we travel with minivans, the collectible kind of thing. You pay money, put your luggage, go, you don't speak anything.
Yeah.
And they're very lovely. They are, they're trying to help us, and they also put me on the front seat, which is I'm not getting like vomiting. So it's a very nice, and we went to the church, a very beautiful church.
Show them some pictures of that church in the video. Yeah.
I didn't take a video on the flight.
Yeah, photos maybe or whatever.
Yeah. So that is the thing. It's like almost I didn't go, but I go to Colombia. I go to all these places, travel in the minivans, and then
just follow the simple rules. And there's risk in life. It's not 100%. Even in your safest neighborhood and the safest part of the world, there's no 100% in life. But if you play the odds in life, you're going to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Also in Nicaragua, we went to Granada.
Granada, yeah.
Yeah. So we also go to see the Masaya active volcano. Then we can see the volcano still active.
In the middle of the lake there.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so beautiful. And we went to Antigua, Lake Attila. We also stay in Guatemala City as well, which is a lot of people also say it's very dangerous. I would say that it depends on the neighborhood that you stay.
Yeah, Guatemala City is more dangerous, say, than Granada. Or wait, what's the Antigua?
Antigua, is different.
Or Lake Attila.
Yeah.
So it's like, you do have to be a little more aware there then. But again, if you're aware of what's going on and you follow the rules, you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah. And also the last one is Brazil, and everyone talk about Rio and Sao Paulo. You know, they all say Rio is the most dangerous city and blah, 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 and do not go to Cabo Frio and blah, blah, blah. We went. And I very enjoy it.
Yeah.
I need to say something. It's very funny. You know, okay, they say that if you take your phone on the street and people will rob you, your phone and everything. I think it's depend on where you go and even what time isolated. You know, all these things.
Yeah.
And this not only will be happen in Rio, Brazil. This also will be happen in Southeast Asia.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you take your phone like this, a motorbike pass by, they can just grab you. This happen everywhere. You know.
And it's someone who has no time in the country. They have their phone in front of them right on the street, and a motorcycle drives by and just lifts it. And so that means they're not aware of what's going on in that country.
That's true. And also, so I bought another new phone, Android phone, to carry with me to go out, you know, and keep my iPhone at home. But after the 2 weeks in, you know, a week in Rio, as you know, getting scared, afraid and everything, and I find out that actually it's not like what I read online, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, you still need to be alert. It will be happen in anywhere in your country.
Anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
You do that with your phone. Yeah.
Yeah, so I start to bring my iPhone out.
Yeah, there's just you have to learn and be more careful when you're first in a country. But you don't stand along a street and hold your phone like this.
Yeah, I will take the applications. It's like, you know, take your phone, but near to the shop, you know, inside the shop, beside the shop, check whatever you want and all these things, you know.
Yeah. Even someone who's not normally a criminal riding along on a bicycle or a fast motorcycle, and some idiot standing there with it's almost like they're handing their iPhone to them.
Yeah.
You know, their $1,500 phone in a country where people are making $500 a month.
Yeah.
You can turn people into criminals if you're a complete idiot. So.
Yeah. So I'm very great that I, you know, went to all these places that people talk about how dangerous this is, and also is because of the fears. It show you the dangers, you know, but the travel will show you the truth.
Yeah, and fear is not a bad thing. I mean, you need enough fear so you remember not to be stupid.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, if you want to know the safety video of them, it will be here or here. And also I will put in the description as well, so you can click the link below. So stay safe, stay curious, and don't let the fears to choose your destination. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.